You really do get the best of both worlds with the Retroid Pocket 5. And what you're looking at right now isn't Android. This is Linux running on this little handheld. More specifically, this is Batocera. Now what we have here is the Retroid Pocket 5. It is powered by the Snapdragon 865 with 8 gigs of RAM, and by default it runs Android 13. It also features this gorgeous 5.5-inch AMOLED touchscreen display, making it one of my favorite Android handhelds for emulation. But one of the most interesting things about this device is that it doesn't have to stop at Android. Thanks to the amazing community, we can also boot directly into Linux, opening a completely different way to enjoy retro gaming. And when it comes to Linux on the Retroid Pocket 5, we currently have a couple of different options here. Now, the first option is ROCKNIX, a community-driven Linux operating system designed specifically for retro gaming handhelds. And the second option is Batocera, which is exactly what we're installing here today. Now, you may have already seen Batocera running on mini PCs, laptops, or x86 handhelds like the Steam Deck, but seeing it running on a Snapdragon powered Android handheld like the Retroid Pocket 5, it's honestly pretty impressive here. Now, you might be wondering why even install Linux when Android already works so well here. Well, Linux gives you a much more console like experience. Everything is designed around gaming, and the interface is incredibly clean. Boot times are relatively fast, and thanks to the huge Batocera community, there are loads of themes, add ons, and customization options available here. Before we get started, I do recommend having a keyboard and mouse available because they'll make a few things much easier later in the video. A USB-C dock is also very handy, and for this installation I'll be using a 256 gigs microSD card. And the nice thing here is that we are not replacing Android. Everything runs directly from the microSD card, so you can always switch back to Android whenever you want to. Installing Batocera is actually very straightforward. You just have to head over to the official Batocera website and navigate to the download section. From there, download the Batocera image for the Retroid Pocket 5. And once that's finished downloading, we'll need to flash the image onto the microSD card. I'm using Balena Etcher, but any similar flashing utility should work. Simply select the Batocera image, choose your microSD card, click flash, and after a few minutes your card will be ready. Once everything has finished flashing, power off the Retroid Pocket 5 and insert the microSD card. Now from here, hold the power button together with the volume down to enter the boot menu, and using the volume buttons, navigate until you find switch boot mode, then press the power button to confirm. The handheld will now switch from Android boot mode over to Batocera. So on the very first boot, you'll probably see a lot of text scrolling across the display, so you don't have to worry about it. That's completely normal. Batocera is simply preparing everything before loading for the first time. Now, once Batocera finished loading, there are a few things I always like to do. First, I disable the front-end music. Then I connect to Wi-Fi, add my scraper account, download one of many available themes, and remap my controls exactly how I like them. Taking just a few minutes to personalize everything now makes the overall experience much nicer later on. But one thing I really like about Batocera is how polished the front end feels. Once you scraped all your artwork and videos, your entire game library looks like a proper console interface now. Everything feels clean, organized, and easy to navigate. One of the very first things I wanted to install was RGSX, which is a really useful software add-on for retro gaming platforms, and I copied over manually from my Windows PC, and everything worked perfectly here. You can also SSH directly into Batocera from Windows using command prompt. Personally, I think this is one of the coolest features because it means I don't need to keep removing the microSD card every time I want to copy files or make changes. From my PC, I can browse the handheld, transfer files, edit configurations, and install additional software. That's exactly how I installed the unofficial Batocera add-ons, and I experimented with a few different packages. Unfortunately, desktop mode doesn't currently work on the Retroid Pocket 5. However, I was able to install the F1 file manager without any issues here. From there, you can browse the Linux file system, manage your files, and even launch the external terminal. So, underneath the gaming interface, this is still a real Linux operating system. Now, when it comes to gaming performance, I honestly didn't notice any huge difference compared to Android. Most of the systems I tested worked exactly as expected. PlayStation 2 performed really well, GameCube was also a great experience. I even tested a few Switch titles. Everything felt smooth, responsive, and exactly what I expect from a Snapdragon 865. So overall, I had a great experience using Batocera, and it's generally impressive seeing a complete Linux gaming operating system running on a handheld like this. Now, one of my favorite things is that you never lose Android. Whenever you want to switch back, simply power off the handheld, hold power and volume down, change the boot menu back to Android, and within a few seconds, you're back in the stock OS. Having both operating systems available whenever you need them makes the Retro Pocket 5 even more versatile. So yeah, overall I think dual booting Batocera on the Retroid Pocket 5 is an awesome feature here. Android is still there whenever you need it, but now you also have a complete Linux gaming operating system running directly from a micro SD card. Of course, it's not perfect, some games may still perform better on Android, while others feel completely at home under Linux. But having the freedom to choose which operating system you want to boot into makes this handheld even more capable. It's another great example of how much the community continues to improve these devices long after they are released. If you like to try Batocera yourself, I'll leave everything linked down in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and let me know down in the comments whether you prefer Android or Linux on your handheld. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
You should be a cannonball run.